Hey there, folks. Aaron here again to remind you that the internet is a busy, busy place, full of all sorts of people just trying to take over the entire landscape and kind of just do their own thing. We're trying to do that too. We're trying to make our own little space here, and it's crowded. There's so many people out here, it's hard to get that going. But you could help us out with a few dollars to patreon.com/evacstation. You could help us kind of, find our place out here in this wild forest that is known as the internet. Help us make a place for our own to, make content, podcasts, blogs, videos, all that stuff. And you can help us make this a little bit more than just a hobby, but more like a career. And we'd love to be able to do that. We'd love to be able to stick around and do that. So please, patreon.com/evacstation. On to the show.
I've got big balls! I've got big balls! They're such big balls, and they're fancy big balls! And he's got big balls, and she's got big balls!
But we've got the best balls of them all!
We once tried using transformation magic to pick up women. Sadly, they were more impressed and aroused when Mystique did it. We are Raikichi Mitters. And there was no good name for me, so I just picked Inugami AJ, and we are here to discuss Pom Poko. And the intro song you just heard was Big Balls by AC/DC. Boy, is this going to be very fitting.
I hate you. Oh my god. Aaron, no! Why'd you do this?
Okay. Before we get deep into this, before we get balls deep into this episode, let's discuss what you've been watching, Ryan.
God damn it. You know what I've been watching, actually?
What have you been watching?
It's really interesting, but every now and again, I watch competitive arcade fighting tournaments on YouTube. And I'm in the midst of watching CEO Daytona for Tekken 7. It's really interesting to kind of see ridiculously high level play when it comes to arcade shit, and the announcers crack me the hell up. So I always love watching this shit. Yeah, that's what I've been watching recently.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Ninja Warrior a little bit, at least the Japanese version. The announcers are always hilarious on that. Let me ask you, though, so the games you're watching, are you watching, fighting games or just anything they're playing?
It's mostly fighting games. I particularly like Tekken 7 and Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
I hear it's very popular right now, the Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
It's super popular. The game itself is really, really good. I personally haven't been playing a whole bunch of it since my friend got good enough to kick my ass consistently. But that's neither here nor there. No, I think it's a fantastic game. And I love the personalities that usually do those games. I love, there's a guy called Tasty Steve, and Mark Man, and Rip, and just all those guys. If you guys are Stream Warriors, IFC Yipes, all those guys, Chris Matrix, it's just a lot of fun to listen to them.
Not to toot my own horn, but I actually used to be decent at fighting games. Back when I was in high school, my buddies and I would always play Soul Calibur 2, and I loved that game. That was a lot of fun.
Oh man, are you getting Soul Calibur 6? Because you need to get that for PS4, and I'm getting that the day it comes out.
When's that coming out?
That's actually not far.
Oh shit.
That's in October, I think.
Okay, I got a little time. We'll see. I need to see what's all cleared on my plate by then. I have a few games to get through before then, and we'll see.
It's October 19th. I just looked it up.
Because was my history with Soul Calibur, I stopped playing after the third one because I liked the third one, but it had some issues on my system running properly. And I skipped all the other ones because either I didn't have the console, or because I tried them as a rental on another friend's console, and they were absolute garbage. I hated the one with the Star Wars characters. That didn't click with me at all. I didn't like it.
Alright, that's fair.
I wanted to give that newer one, the one where they all had their kids in their shop, but I never got around to playing it. That one actually looked interesting. So
this one's kind of revamping the story from from SC 1 and 2.
That's what I heard.
They have a lot more of the older original characters in there.
I like that. That's good. Bring back some of the classics. Hopefully they'll bring back Link for the Nintendo version. Oh, wait, that won't happen. Shots fired! But no, I've actually been interested in trying out Dragon Ball Fighter Z at some point. I'm just waiting for the price to go down, because nowadays, I like fighting games enough, but I also don't have enough time to play all of them as well as I used to the point where I was good at them. So I don't want to spend a bunch of money and be like, oh, hey, I'm good at this game now. It's like, oh, okay, but whatever. So, Soul Calibur I might put money down for, because I actually really like that series. So we'll see. For me, what I've been watching, so I wanted to talk about Luke Cage this week, but I'm not done with it yet. I've been busy with other stuff. But I'll tell you what,
Luke Cage!
but I'll tell you what I did finish since then, Ryan. Glow!
Man, I still need to get into it.
So for those who don't know what I'm talking about, that is the gorgeous ladies of wrestling. And it's not a skimpy bullshit show. It's actually a very well-acted, well-written comedy about these actresses who need a job and they get this fucking bullshit wrestling gig and it ends up growing into something so magical and hilarious. It's so good. Like, what's his name? Yvette, no, not Yvette Brand. It's Brie.
Alison Brie.
Alison Brie, yes. She's grown up so much since Community. She's so good. I love her. She's the best.
I have the biggest crush on her. I need to watch this fucking show. I do.
Ryan, let me convince you more. Every episode's like 20 to 30 minutes. It's literally a minimal time commitment. Just fucking...
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, you could literally knock a season out in a day. That's what we did.
Oh shit! Okay, I'm probably gonna start that tonight. Damn, I thought there were hour-long episodes.
Oh no!
I would be looking for something like good to watch just like while I was eating or whatnot, and I'd look and I'd be like, "Glow, you should give it a shot." And I'm like, "Nah, I don't want to like sit down and like get into something."
This is the one you need to get into, though. You'll love it.
Yeah, no, I'm doing that.
So I'll give you a brief, no spoilers, but so season 2, it didn't have the highest highs that season 1 did, but it never had any of the low points that season 1 did either. It felt like they've improved overall without going super high with it, so it's definitely a good season. I think I still like the one moment in season 1, I won't spoil it either, but it's like in the second to last episode or the last episode. It was second to last. It's like this one episode. It's so good. I can't wait for you to watch it because I want to geek out with you about it. It's so good.
Alright, we watched it. Yeah, we're gonna get on that.
And then this week, since I talked about Horizon a little bit, I'll talk about Zelda a bit more. So I finally got off the Great Plateau in Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I am now in the Kakariko Village. I've been bouncing around some different shrines too, so yay! I even tamed a wild horse. Fuck you, horse.
Nice.
You my bitch now.
Bruh.
Actually, I tamed a couple wild horses, because I think I lost the first one. I don't know where he went off to. With all that said, we're going to go ahead and jump into this week's episode. This week's SummerSlam is Pom Poko, released in 1994. The English cast features voice acting veterans such as Clancy Brown, J.K. Simmons, Tress MacNeille, John DiMaggio, and Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Upon release, this film received 3 awards. The Grand... I think it's supposed to be Prix. I don't know why I put Brie. The Grand Prix winner at the Annecy International Animated Film Festival, the Special Award at the Japanese Academy, and the Best Animated Film at the Mainichi Film Concours. And yes, while the English version calls them pouches, the Tanuki, are actually using testicles in parts of their transformation shenanigans. We will get into this, I promise. Ryan, what are your initial thoughts?
What the fuck was this movie?
Okay, so
that's my entire initial thought. What the fuck is this movie?
Okay. I'm gonna bring up a definition of Tanuki, so that way we can explain this to the audience who may or may not have seen this movie with us. For my initial thoughts, I would say this movie lacked subtlety, but the animation was good, and the animation was very good. And I think it was generally cute at certain points. I really appreciated the attempt to make it feel like a nature documentary at first. I thought it was really kind of funny.
Fuck. I started drinking my drink, and then you said it movie lacked subtlety, and then I spit my drink.
That wasn't even a joke, man.
It's a fucking understatement is what it is. But you're right. There were like for all of my like chagrin in dealing with the movie, I did actually enjoy it. I did have fun watching it. It was fucking out there, but I did enjoy it. Yeah.
Alright, so for those wondering, the main creatures in this film are known as tanuki, but in the English version they call them raccoons. Kind of the same thing, so let me go to Wikipedia and explain to you what tanukis are, so that way we're all caught up here. The Japanese raccoon dog is also known as a tanuki, a subspecies of Asian raccoon dog. Researchers have suggested that they be considered a separate species from N. viverinus, or that raccoon dogs of Japan could be further divisible into separate subspecies. This is getting very scientific here. As a tanuki, the animal has been significant in Japanese folklore since ancient times. Legendary tanuki is reputed to be mischievous and jolly, a master of disguise and shape-shifting, but somewhat gullible and absent-minded. It is also a common theme in Japanese art, especially statuary, because there's a lot of Japanese statues of tanuki, and yes, they all have the big balls. It's what AC/DC would have wanted.
Fucking why? Why? Oh my god.
Well, let's get a synopsis going here. Let's see how well I put this together, Ryan. You'll have to tell me what you think here.
Okay, I'm gonna get so far away from my drink so I don't spit it out by osmosis.
So let me before I get to this, Ryan, did you watch the English version that I sent you, or did you find a Japanese version somewhere?
I found a Japanese version.
Okay, you might miss some of the jokes then. We'll see. Here we see the narrator of a film speaking over nature shots, suggesting to the audience that this film will be a nature documentary. Brain is an excellent choice of voice for this piece, since he sounds like Orson Welles. In his natural habitat, the narrator will tell you about his movie, which, in this case, is Pom Poko, a movie about tanuki, known as raccoons in English for some reason, with big hairy balls and the ability to shapeshift with said reproductive sacs. I wish I was making this shit up. But the narrator, steadfast to maintain the illusion of this motion picture, perseveres. Carry on, my wayward son.
Damn you.
This narrator, who we shall simply call Brain, narf, talks about how the tanuki are losing their natural habitat to humans. A tale as old as time. He continues this charade of a documentary while the actual plot unfolds before him. Brain chooses to focus on just the facts, like any good reporter should do. Such plot details include tanuki having been in tribes before forming some sort of alliance, one tanuki who sounds suspiciously like Lex Luthor, wanting to cause a ruckus, and the tanuki using their mystique-like powers to become ghosts and spirits to haunt the construction sites threatening their homeland. Gee, Brain, I'm not sure how you want to do this with a straight face. Narf. But Brain steps aside, nearing the end, allowing the plot to basically overtake this faux documentary. As these older tanuki arrive to stage some kind of spirit parade, all the hauntings and the spirit parade are ignored by the jaded and cynical modern audience, who no longer believe in the mystical ways of superstition and lore. They all believe it to be a hoax or some marketing for a theme park. Even the fox says they're basically screwed.
Oh my god. Thank you so much! God damn you! Oh, I'm sorry, continue, please, you bastard!
Brain returns as the tanuki flee from the forest, die stupidly in battle they could never win, or assimilate to human life. For truly, humans are more like the Borg than any other sentient life in the known universe. We leave with a less than subtle message from the tanuki named Sokuchi. Sokuchi, there we go. Who was apparently our narrator all along, despite the fact they sound nothing alike, and it was never referred to prior to now. He tells the audience, which were presumed to be humans, to basically eat dicks and die before joining his friends to dance away the night, until the sad little world comes to an end. Farewell, narrator Brain. You will be missed.
What? A plus.
I might have embellished a little bit at the end there, but I think the message was clear.
What the hell?
So Ryan, what do you think of this movie now that we've gone through it again?
My opinion is unchanged. What the hell is this movie? Oh
Okay,
my God.
So for those missing the subtleties of that synopsis, it is a movie framed as a nature documentary, but it's about a story of these raccoon tribes trying to fight against the gentrification of their homeland through magical powers. That doesn't really work out for them super well, because they're very bad at planning things, apparently.
Hey, like some of that shit was just entirely out of their control. Like,
Of course.
I was like, no lie, I was mad for them when the parade got when the idea for or the glory for the parade got stolen by a fucking theme park marketing like dickhead. I'm like, are you kidding me? I was mad. I was mad for them. So I was like, God damn it! I'm sorry, guys.
Well, what sucks too is if they had really wanted to use that parade to bank on it, they could have been more destructive with it. But they had to keep it kind of like, oh hey, we're not hurting anybody. And I'm like, okay, but you're not going to scare anyone if you don't hurt somebody. You get some blood out there, man.
Well, I mean, like Granny Tanuki said, they didn't want to incite panic or turn to terrorism, so that they wouldn't just come out and try and kill the Tanuki en masse.
I mean,
So.
true, but here's the thing, though, Ryan. The X-Men are basically terrorists when you think about it. So,
Wait.
so I mean, is terrorism really bad if it's for the greater good?
Yes. First and foremost, the fucking X-Men are not terrorists.
Ryan, they infiltrate government buildings and attack them to take documents away so they can't be identified. They're terrorists.
Bruh. I'll fight you.
And I will fight back. I've got ammo here for days. I love the X-Men, but I will fuck him up.
Oh my god. The fucking... Oh my god.
So Ryan, are we gonna do X-Men after this series?
God damn it!
I kind of.
You're gonna make me re-up my X-Men lore, and I have to explain the reasons why Scott Summers is a fucking dick again.
Do. Sorry, that tune's so good. Okay. Let's get to the discussion about Pom Poko.
Yes, please,
Yes.
Pom Poko. This nonsensical film.
Okay, so let's start with the first question I have, which is always an important one. Ryan, did you have any trouble telling the Tanuki apart? And did you have a particular favorite, a least favorite, anything like that?
Well, I could tell the men from the women because they had ball sacks fucking animated!
Oh, right. We should probably discuss that a little bit.
What the shit? I'm sorry not to derail your first fucking question, but I just need to know... Because ever since, fucking 2 minutes into the movie when I realized what they were and that they were drawn on all of the male Tanuki, I'm like, why? And then it was a key part of their transformation jutsu. What? Please explain that. Please explain this.
Okay, so I've found an article here on the site known as the Japan Times. And it is a letter of sorts, posted by Alice Gordenecker. It's titled Tanuki Genitals. I will read this aloud so that we're all on the same page. Dear Alice, about 20 years ago, I lived in Fukui. When I traveled around the prefecture, I often saw statues outside of restaurants that appeared to be of giant hedgehogs. They wore traditional clothing and gave the impression of being overly friendly, perhaps because of their overly sized testicles. I always thought such statues would be perfect for used car lots here in the United States. I mean, come on in. We have a car. We would love to screw you. However, I don't recall seeing such statues elsewhere in Japan or in any of the Japan towns here in California. What the heck are these hedgehogs? From Cheryl. So it's one of those QA blogs. Okay, so this is the letter back to Cheryl. Well, this is going to be fun. It's not every day I get to hold forth on zoology and male anatomy in the same column. I know exactly what statues you mean. The testicle bit was a huge giveaway, of course, but these figures are pretty much seen everywhere in Japan. The animal depicted is not a hedgehog; it's a small mammal called a tanuki. Getting the correct English for that turned out to be a bit tricky. I always thought it was a badger, but in the course of researching your question, I found out that the badger is a different animal. I also learned what has been called a tanuki has changed throughout history and varies by region. But to keep things simple, I'll focus on the animal most Japanese identify as a tanuki. That is the scientific name I'm not going to try to pronounce. A member of the canid family, which includes dogs, wolves, and foxes. It is indigenous to Japan, China, Korea, and some parts of Siberia. Its English name is raccoon dog, and it does look a lot like the North American raccoon, minus the tail stripes. Though a raccoon, by the way, is not a canine by any means. Now that the classification covered, let's move on to the anatomy. I'm not quite sure how to break this to you, Cheryl, but you've got your body parts mixed up. Having conducted dozens of intimate examinations on actual Tanuki statues, I can state with authority that it's not the testicles that are oversized, it's the scrotum. Oh, sure. Thanks for that clarification. What's your name? What's your name again? Alice. Thanks, Alice, for the clarification. Furthermore, it's only in statuary that the Tanuki carry a lot between the knees. The scrotum of the living animal is proportionate to its body size, which is to say no bigger than your pinky. Nevertheless, if you ask your Japanese friends how big a Tanuki's bag is, you'll hear plenty of hyperbole. I know I mispronounced that. I don't care. I like saying it that way. A common answer will be Hachijo Jiki, an 8 tatami mat spread, or about 12 square meters. When I popped the question to my friend Masae, she declared huge and burst into schoolyard song. I'm not going to repeat the song because it's all weird. Roughly translated, this means the Tanuki's balls, there isn't any wind, but they still go swing, swing, swing. Knowing there must be a reason behind such pervasive embellishment, I got in touch with Kazo Ihara, a professor at Takushima Bunri University on Shikoku Island, who has written up extensively on Japanese legends. I wasn't sure how to bring it up in the testicular topic, particularly on the phone, so I tried to ease into it by relaying your impressions that Tanuki are overly friendly. But Ihara was quick to dismiss any association between the large scrotum and special sexual powers. You're digging this, aren't you?
That's a word.
There are all sorts of legends concerning the Tanuki, but very few have anything to do with sex, he said. I mean, think about it, the octogenarian chided. The size of a man's scrotum doesn't have anything to do with his sexual prowess, does it? I got off the phone and settled into the library, where I eventually came across what seems to be the most accepted explanation for the king-size nutsack. In his book, Hagane no Chishiki, Knowledge About Steel, Shigeu Okuwa traces a supersized scrotum story to metal workers in the Kanazawa Prefecture. Man, this is getting like fucking layers deep. To make gold leaf, these craftsmen would wrap gold in a tanuki skin before carefully hammering the gold into thin sheets. It was said that the gold was so malleable that the tanuki skin was so strong that even a small piece could be thinned to the size of 8 tatami mats. And because the Japanese for small ball of gold is very close to the slang term for testicles, I'll actually say the terms here. So small ball of gold is kin no tama, and the word for testicles is king tama. The 8 mat brag got stuck in the Tanuki's bag. Soon, images of Tanuki began to be sold as prosperity charms purported to stretch one's money and bring good fortune. So what's your explanation there, Ryan? It's all about that history and folklore.
Alright. Okay.
I mean, there are weirder folklore charms I've heard about, so I mean, this is not the worst one I've heard, so...
It was just so in my face.
Quite literally.
I mean, the final battle, or at least the final, like, pointless battle that they go into, they use their scrotum sacs
to fly,
and then grow them to be like large bludgeons to fight police in riot gear. And I was just like, you know what? Why the fuck not? Why not? Fuck it. Sure.
So my next question is pretty much answered here, Ryan. But were you weirded out by the use of their quote-unquote pouches? I was
fairly weirded out. I was fairly weirded out.
Now, I guess you probably add on to that. Did that detract the fun of the film for you, though?
I don't think it detracted it. It was just it was definitely jarring at first. And then they kept going into it, and I was just like, Alright, I guess it's just a thing of, like, in the culture that I am just completely unaware of. So I'm gonna accept it. They use their balls for shit. It's just utility. Alright, fine. Fucking let's go.
I would love to have seen like a drunk watch of this movie where you just get like a bunch of dudes drunk in a room and just see what their reaction is to this, because that would have been hilarious, probably.
Oh my god, yeah, that would have been hilarious. I kind of wish that I had been drinking when watching this. I not to say that the movie isn't good or that you need to be drunk to watch it, but I feel like being inebriated would probably add to the experience as well. It was already pretty late, and I was just like, man, what the fuck is happening?
Okay. So early in the film, when they're discussing transformation magic, they also mentioned that foxes and cats can use it too. So would you have wanted to see more foxes and cats do transformation magic during the movie?
I don't know. I mean, the one fox we saw was an asshole, so I was kind of glad to not see more of him.
And
I don't mind not having seen them. I think that the Tanuki definitely ran the show, so I was not mad about that.
That's fair. Wait till next week when we get more cats. I promise you, it'll be a great time. No, I think I'm fine with what they had. I would not have been opposed to maybe having the fox be more of a thing earlier on, but I think that what role he played in the movie worked for what it was. I think him trying to sell them on an idea of an alternate way to survive was good, and I think that the fact that caved it into that method by the end, or at least some of them did, was all right. It was a good way to go, I think.
I mean, it definitely felt like, as soon as I saw him, I was just like, yeah, this guy is gonna screw over the raccoons for his own personal gain. So, I mean, it's like, I don't think that I don't think his goals were by any means altruistic.
Nope.
He was trying to get them to, essentially come work for his goddamn company. It's just like... But when you saw this huge spirit parade, and then it was just taken credit for by somebody, my mind instantly thought it was a fox, because it's just it had to be somebody who knew the particulars of this magic and is trying to use it to their advantage. And we haven't seen a fox yet. So throwing in a fox antagonist would make a lot of sense. So I wasn't surprised, but I was glad to see that that's where they went with it.
Mm-hmm. And I think that him just showing up to kind of be a conniving little snake or fox, I guess is the more accurate term. It worked all right. Okay, next one here for you. So how would you use or abuse transformation powers, Ryan?
Oh man. As much as I hate this, I am a slightly vain person. So if I had transformation magic, it's not that I would use it to look like other people. I would just use it to improve how I personally look.
I feel like I'd be an asshole and just impersonate people who I don't like, and then just rob banks.
What? Bruh, what?
They'd never catch me. They don't know who I am.
Oh my god. I like having these thought experiments, what would I do with this power, and how would I use it to my own ends. If I had transformation magic, I would essentially I would become a model, honestly. I would create and craft this look where I could receive money just because of how good I looked and the presence that I could convey and how good I looked in wearing certain clothes, and that would be it. That would be my entire use of the power.
If I'm being completely honest, I probably would actually go to more a spy, assassin kind of thing, and just work for the government and be like, yo, hey, I can do this, change, and be like, so you want me to go spy on stuff for you or what? You want me to go replace Putin for a little while? I can do that if you want to talk to him.
I mean, honestly, I would we could have a separate little special podcast on our top 3 powers that we would pick and how we would use them, because I think on that shit a lot.
I've had some fun thoughts on powers I wouldn't have normally considered. I could go into that now if you want me to, but we're gonna have to hold that because I think that'd be fun. That'd be fun for like just a bonus one.
We'll hold that because if we start talking on that, I will talk about that for an hour. So let's hold that.
Yeah, and I have fun trivia. I don't want to miss out on this time. Okay. Let's see what I got next. Okay. So here's a very deep one for you. Do humans of modern times seem truly incapable of scaring? Has media consumption in the age of the internet killed superstition in the unknown? And is that a good thing?
I don't. I do not believe that humanity will ever be incapable of being scared. I believe that fear, and really fear of the unknown, is an essential part of the human condition. I think it's just as we evolve, the things that are unknown to us change.
Yeah.
Right. So like we can definitely still be scared, but it will, like, the things we are scared by will evolve as our society evolves. Do I think that humanity can be scared by like folklore anymore?
Maybe
Probably
kids.
not. Maybe kids. Definitely kids. But like in terms of like the general adult consensus, probably not. Our fears are a little more rooted in like socioeconomic crises and how our country's going in the toilet and stuff like that.
I would say, I want to piggyback on that a little bit. I think that ages ago, before the internet, before information was easy to access, like in libraries and before anything like that, when the world was truly like, God-fearing and superstitious, yeah, it was easy to scare people because there was nothing, you had no bearing on how to explain a lot of things. But as we've learned and studied and researched, things have become easier to explain. I think that we're becoming less scared of things that aren't really there because we are able to determine that the scariest things that exist are other people.
Oh God! Oh shit! Now that's a big mood right there.
Well, it's not wrong though. I mean, to me, what would scare me the most is not like a monster under my bed, but someone sneaking into my house and coming in to murder me. That would scare me a lot more. So
yeah. No, I mean you're absolutely right.
So, and I think that's definitely maybe more of an adult fear, but I think that like I said, we've come to, have a better understanding of the world around us, that just becomes the only thing left is other people. And that's the only thing left to be scared of, including the people who may not be deciding the fate of, humanity with their big buttons and their, children in camps and whatnot.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree on that.
Not throwing shade at any individuals. You know who you are. I guarantee you he listens to this podcast. He hears his name and he'll become a listening. It's like if you say Bloody Mary 3 times, she shows up in the mirror. You say Trump 3 times, he'll be like, I'm going to tweet about this and make them all mad.
Ugh. I swear to God, if he ends up being our only our only fucking Patreon subscriber, I'm going to be so pissed.
I mean, if he pays us good money on Patreon, I won't be that upset. We can Listen. I don't agree with him as a person, but I'm okay with having money. I don't have to say that it's from him. I can just say, yeah, we got this on Patreon. Some fuck orange person sent it to us. I don't give a shit who. He's an asshole. He'll be the one patron we shit on every time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Alright, next question, Ryan. So, Gunta, for those who were having trouble keeping track, he's the one who was mostly dressed in red the whole time. I think he had an injury partway through the movie. Was Gunta right? Should they have been more aggressive earlier, or was hiding and fleeing always the right thing to do?
I like kind of automatically rejected the kind of hard line, no fucking kill every single human you find stance that Gonto was talking. So I definitely don't think he was right. I appreciated that everybody was, especially the main guy. The main
Sukuchi.
Yeah, as I loved Sukuchi's he was constantly trying to find the middle ground between the two of them, and he was constantly curious about the human world and trying to understand their point of view so that they can kind of figure out what was best for both of them. I loved that. So I was always on his side. But I could see how after like years and years of trying to find this balance and nothing happening, people getting frustrated, fed up, and like essentially driven to desperation will definitely take up that hard line that Gonta was talking about and like eventually make a last stand.
So I'm going to bring the reference back around again, but this, again, feels a lot like X-Men almost. Gunto's your Magneto here, who's wanting the more aggressive attack on everything, and Sukoji is kind of like Xavier, who's trying to find this middle ground for peace and everyone surviving without any problems here. And I think the reason why this doesn't work as well as it could for Magneto, who, let's be fair here, has some good points. The Tanuki don't have any kind of high ground in terms of the ability to fight the humans. They don't have the weapons, they don't have the mutations. They have transformation, but that's only going to get them so far because of how limiting it is. So, I think Gunta, in other scenarios, would have had the right right mindset, but I think that because they're so outgunned and because there's such a limit to what they can do, that they don't have the ability to be as aggressive as he thinks they can be. And I think that I think the Foxes were definitely correct in that by assimilating with humanity, they have a better chance of surviving and even, thriving compared to trying to stick to where they've been.
Yeah, no, you're right. I definitely see that.
Man, I'm so down for X-Men now. Okay, next question. Okay, this is another serious one. Is there a limit to human expansion and progress, and have we passed that point already?
Oh, bruh. It reminds me of the scene from The Matrix when Agent Smith is talking to Morpheus as they're fucking torturing him, and he's like, every mammal instinctually develops a natural equilibrium with their surroundings, but humans don't. They get to a system and they multiply. They multiply until every natural resource is consumed, and their only option is to then spread to another area.
Like
and he says there's another organism that does that. It's a fucking virus. You're a plague. You're a disease. And he's not wrong. I don't want to call humanity a fucking plague, but
we kind of are, though.
We kind of are, and I don't know if that's just intrinsic to like the human condition and just like the need to like consume shit in order to live, but I think human expansion and human ingenuity kind of go hand in hand, where we're at our most creative when our backs are kind of against the wall. It's like that person who procrastinates and doesn't write the paper until literally the night before because the pressure makes them better writers, and they like bang out like a phenomenal 10-page paper in 3 hours because they literally have no choice to. I feel like that sums up humanity in terms of our ingenuity, and that's really sad.
Well,
God damn it, I think that's how it is.
So I do think there's a limit to how humans should be allowed to expand, not because humans are necessarily evil, but because if we don't give ourselves a limit, we're going to break the system, essentially. Another way to put it is, people on creative projects like games or movies, if you give them an unlimited budget and unlimited restraints, they will make shit. If you say yes to everything they ask for, you will make shit. You will make Star Wars The Phantom Menace. You will do that kind of stuff. But if you set hard limits, if you set rules and boundaries to what they can do, if you give them a budget that they have to stick to, they're forced to be creative under those constraints, like you said, with that time limit thing. And it forces them to really come up with good ideas to make better art, better technology. And I've actually got a buddy of mine who threw this idea to me. But he says that you could actually have all of the human race live in the United States, on the continent of North America, have farmland somewhere else, and literally leave the rest of the world to Mother Nature, and you could probably solve a lot of the world's ecosystem problems just with that alone. And I'm interested to see how that would play out. He had a lot of details to it, but it was an interesting thought experiment. Just having everyone living in one place, obviously not the most ideal condition for living, but it does make the world, outside of that, just a much cleaner, nicer, less shit place, I would imagine. So, I don't know. It's an interesting idea.
That's definitely an interesting concept. I think where that falls short in being actually feasible is the fact that
no one gets along.
No one gets along. But I think it's also that humanity doesn't really respect. I don't think humanity as a group respects boundaries placed on it by itself. I feel like the only boundaries humanity actually respects are those forced on it by nature. So it's just in order to survive the wilderness, humanity had to adapt and had to figure out how to actually live out in the wilderness, build shelter, develop tools, figure out how to get food. That forced humanity's change. But when it was whether humanity is going to intrude upon the rights of other humans, they're like, fuck that, and then war was invented. So, yeah.
Well, to cap this question off here, Ryan, to answer it very succinctly, I've been adopting a philosophy recently from a recent movie we rewatched, and I think it's very apropos of this particular question. And it's that we always do things that we think we could, but never stop to think if we should.
Yep, there it is.
Yep. From the great Ian Malcolm himself. Moving on to the next question, the last one here. Was the movie's message not subtle enough for you?
I mean, I enjoyed the Tanuki talking dead to the camera, hey, so stop bucking up the environment, thanks.
So, I've grown up for years with these shows like Captain Planet, Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Avatar, all this stuff. And all of them have messages of varying subtlety. The ones that are less subtle are ones I tend to forget because, well, they slap me in the face with it, and I'm like, yeah, I know. But chill out, dude. And you have ones that are a little less subtle about their messages, so I'm like, okay, I can kind of dig this, because it's like, it shows it rather than tells it to me.
Right,
I feel like in this scenario, it just rubs me the wrong way a little bit. That's all. And I know it's a big deal that I'm making out of it, but it does kind of have that little jab. It's like, listen, I know the environment needs help. I'm not doing anything, and I know this isn't just for me, but it's still rubbing me the wrong way that you're just like, hey, don't forget, you're killing us right now. Eat a dick, humans.
Yeah, I mean, I know people who really didn't like James Cameron's Avatar because they felt it was too preachy, and I get it. I definitely understand it. Personally, that's never really bothered me because it's just yep, no, I agree with your message, movie, and then I just go about my day.
I know people who don't like Black Panther because they thought it was too preachy. I don't agree with them. But I'm like,
I would have a lively debate with you, with those people, as opposed to whether or not Black Panther was too preachy, because I feel like it went out of its way to not be preachy, and I thought it did it really well.
Let's just say I have seen less preachy movies, I've seen more preachy movies, and trust me, when you lack subtlety, it's super obvious. Black Panther. Sure, some of it stood out a bit more, but it wasn't like it was, in your face with it. So, anyway.
Right. No. Listen to our Black Panther podcast if you want to hear our thoughts on that, because I will just say the same shit over again.
That was a good episode, too. I like that one. Go listen to that one.
It's a really good one.
Yeah.
Def.
All right, so those are the questions I have for you, Ryan. Do you have any for me before we move on to the next segment?
No. Let's hear what the rest of this silly ass conversation is going to be.
Well, before we get to the silly-ass trivia I've got for you, Ryan, we're going to go to Conspiracy Corner. Roll the music again. All right.
Ooh, I'm so ready.
Okay, so Ryan, I'm sure you must have caught at least a couple of these, but as the Tanuki fly off in a train of spirits and ghosts, immediately before the beginning of Project Poltergeist, images of characters from other Ghibli works can be seen flying around. Did you catch any of these?
You know what? I was so caught up with the craziness of the movie, I missed all of them. So yeah, go ahead and run the list, please.
So some of these references include Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service, Porco Rosso's Seaplane from Porco Rosso, Totoro on his top from My Neighbor Totoro, and a young Teiko from Only Yesterday can be seen just above a winged skeleton.
Man, what? I missed everything. What the fuck?
I got to hand it to you. They're really good at this shit. I'm gonna actually look up an image real quick just to make sure that I read this correctly here.
I'm literally pulling this scene up like right now.
Oh wait, yep. I'm seeing the images now. Yep, I see Totoro. I see the seaplane. I see Kiki. Yeah, they're really. I don't see Teiko anywhere, but maybe I'm just not looking hard enough. But yeah, no, I'm at least seeing 3 of them. I'm gonna count it.
Damn. All right. Continue, please.
So yeah, that is our conspiracy corner this week. I'm gonna have to cut out that little sign so we're looking up shit. But yeah, good work on you, Pom Poko, for keeping that connection alive, keeping this conspiracy going.
Yeah, if there was a movie that was going to have a lot of them, this is
it.
definitely the movie.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of what we have next week. Next week actually does have a few references as well, so I'm looking forward to getting to those too. I actually like next week. It's going to be a lot. I'm hoping you enjoy it too.
All right.
Before we get to that, though, Ryan, I have some time for a trivia segment that you are going to love.
Am I really?
This particular trivia segment is called The Genital Joust. Random trivia segment on animal junk. Quite literally.
Shit, that is Kiki! I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm watching it right now. Oh my God, yeah, I missed all of this. I missed all of it.
It goes by so quick.
Jesus. Alright, I'm sorry. Alright, let's... Genital joust. Why? Fucking why?
So I have 10 questions, Ryan, on various animal reproductive bits. And we're going to see how many that you can answer. This is not really going to be a knowledge quiz, but more just a fun little, we're going to learn about weird shit quiz.
Lord have mercy.
If you have children listen to this stuff, this isn't necessarily graphic, but it's also probably not for kids, so I'll be your best judgment here. Question number 1, Ryan. Where is the male banana slug's penis located?
Man, what? Oh my God. Fucking...
Wild guess. Give me a wild guess.
Wild guess? It's fucking forehead. I don't know.
Ding, ding, ding. It's on its head. It can be as long as 6 to 8 inches.
Wait, are you fucking kidding me?
It's legit.
Yay! Oh my God, if I do really good on this, like... No trivia except for the fucking animal genitalia. It says something about me, I think.
Okay, next one. What happens to an octopus after she lays her eggs?
Ooh. Suck if she died. I don't think she dies. That wouldn't make that sense.
You want to know?
She dies. I'm gonna guess it.
She dies! He's 2 for 2.
Oh my God, wait, are you kidding me? She actually dies?
She actually dies.
Aww.
Question number 3. The Neotrogla is a fly-like insect located in Brazil. What happens if a male and female are separated during copulation?
I'm gonna guess that his penis is ripped off.
You're fairly close. The female will actually pull out of the male, which rips out the male's insides. The female remains perfectly intact.
Wait, I'm
Brutal.
sorry, did you say the female pulls out of the male?
Yep, apparently these female bugs have the inserter and the males are the receptacle.
Okay, so they're the peg insects. Okay, I
Yes.
gotcha. And if, of course, she bounces before they're actually done, then he's dead.
Yep.
Cool. Fucking great.
Alright, so this is a little bit more detail to it. Two major factors in sperm size include the literal length and the size of the female reproductive tract, and how many mating partners the females have. With this in mind, which animal do you think has bigger sperm, Ryan? The mice or the elephants?
I'm gonna guess mice.
You're correct.
Yes!
He's doing really good, which is surprising. Not to be shit on you, but it's just such a weird topic to be good on all of a sudden.
I am fucking spitballing, bro.
Alright. Speaking of elephants, how big, length, or weight is an elephant's penis?
That would be terrifying. Jesus Christ. But again, you have to consider the size of an actual elephant. Jesus. I'm gonna guess just under a meter.
Alright,
Like,
the answer,
Under 3 feet.
I've got both here for you. So it's 66 pounds, and it is it's
God!
just over... And the average size is over 3 feet. And I'm going to go in a little more detail because I wrote it all down. Apparently it's prehensile, so it's kind of like a little wiggly and everything. And the reason for this is because apparently the elephant's vagina can be as long as 10 feet.
The what?
I know, right? What the fuck?
Fuck. Alright. Hey,
all right.
I was close, though.
You were very close. You were very close.
I said about a meter.
Alright. Okay, so next one.
10 feet? A 10-foot vagina? What?
So much for the human male inadequacy, right? I mean...
I can't even.
Alright, number 6. What shape is the male duck's member?
I'm pretty sure it's barbed, isn't it?
I think you might be thinking of another animal here. I know what you're getting at. It's not barbed though. It's actually corkscrew. It's corkscrew shaped.
Oh my god!
Yeah, how it works is it fires it out and it's like spring loaded, and it fires it out at the females for reproduction purposes. And here's the scary shit. It regrows every year.
Oh my god! You know what I was thinking of? It's cats. It's cat sticks.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yep. Yeah,
I don't know why I know that. I don't know why the fuck I know that.
I don't know why we know any of this shit, honestly. Number 7. The penis of the male gorilla averages to only 1.5 inches in length. Why do you think this is?
1.5. Is that fully erect?
The article didn't say, it just says the average, so I'm going to assume yes?
Oh, wow. Poor guys. Steroids, that's what it is. It's fucking steroids, man. No, fuck.
The answer might surprise you, actually.
It probably will, because I have no I don't know why that would be the case. I don't know enough about animal biology to give you a good answer for this, except for the joke answer, which is because they're all fucking swole and they're on steroids.
That would be cool if that was it, but according to studies, it is because gorillas practice monogamous relations. Due to lack of competing for mates like bonobos, gorillas' genitals don't need to be big and impressive. In the silverback gorilla society, one male will mate with many females, and they will all be monogamous towards him.
Oh. Wait, pause. So, you mean to tell me that
Basically, gorillas are...
evolutionary. Hold on, evolution from an evolutionary standpoint, a large member is mostly for show.
More or less, yeah. And so with humans, for example, in order to improve what improves pregnancy rates, from what I've read in various things, I'm not going to get into it, is when you have like competing sperm shooting for the hole, basically. So in the case of gorillas, I think it's kind of a similar thing. So instead of, sperm competition, because there's no sperm competition, dicks don't have to be as big.
Huh.
Interesting.
That is really interesting. I like that. That's pretty cool.
All right, next one. I think this is another one of those common knowledge ones here. I think you might know this one. While humans have the largest dicks of all primates in relation to their size, what animal species has the largest dicks of all time relative to their size? I think someone told me this in high school or middle school once, so I've known this one for a while.
I don't think I know this one, but let me think about it. Relative to their size, I'm gonna guess it's something small.
You would not be wrong.
Damn, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
That would be the barnacle.
The what? I'm sorry?
The barnacle. It's like a little sea thing. Sea critter.
A barnacle?
A barnacle!
As in, like, okay. Alright.
Yeah. Relative to its size, it's got the biggest junk. Alright, next one. We'll move on from that. So there's a creature, there's a mouse-like marsupial named an Antechnius. I'm going to call it that. That's how it looks like it's pronounced. At what age does the Antechnius reach sexual maturity?
Ooh. Oof.
I would be surprised if you got this one, because I don't even know what this animal is, other than it's like a marsupial.
Me neither. I don't fucking know at all. I'm gonna guess a week.
Well, I'm going to depress you a little bit here. So at 11 months, around this time it enters the mating season, where the male Antechnisuses proceed to mate with the females, for up to 14 hours at a time, over the course of 2 weeks. After which it bleeds internally, loses hair, becomes gangrenous, and dies, usually before reaching the age of 1 year.
No!
But he goes out with a bang, my friend. He goes out with a bang.
He goes out with several, babe.
Last one. How many vaginas does a kangaroo have?
What? Oh my god. What question? What is this? Okay, I guess it's not one. Otherwise it would be
correct.
It would be a pretty, boring question if it was just one. I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with 2 in the idea that the pouch also is counted.
You're kind of close. It's actually 3.
Damn it, I almost said 3, but I was like, no, that's weird. What the hell would the other one be?
So
I was thinking vagina, pouch, and I don't know what else it would be.
So it has 2 specifically for intercourse and 1 specifically for giving birth, which is pretty efficient. Bonus fact, though, some male kangaroos have a 2-pronged dick.
Wow.
And that's the genital jest, my friends. We're gonna put this out of our memories from here on out.
Please, I've already forgotten it. What the fuck were we even talking about? Jesus.
So let's move on to our final segment, fucking Christ, which is the closing out with the critique. As always, the review scores are in, this explanation is in the description down below. Click it to see our Patreon post, where we go into detail about what everything means. Gold, platinum, shit, silver, all that stuff. Ryan, since we've gotten this far, Where would you rank Pom Poko?
I'm gonna give it a bronze. Jesus Christ.
Gonna go bronze?
Yes, it was fun in certain parts, but it just left me with an overarching feeling of what the fuck did I watch? So I'm gonna give it a bronze.
I'm gonna go bronze as well, and it's not so much because I'm confused or befuddled by it. It's just I would prefer a more subtle message. It slaps you in the face with it pretty hard at the end. I'm like, yeah, no, you don't need to do that. So, but the animation's really solid, though. It's not bad. It's just, it could be better.
Yeah, it could be.
So that's Pom Poko. Next week, one I actually enjoy a lot. We're going to get to that here. Whisper of the Heart. And it's going to be an interesting episode next recording session next week, because we're doing that, and then a movie that's actually going to be several movies later, but because they're both related very closely, it felt better to do them at the same time. So, check out for that. And if you want to reach out to us on the internet, because we're in several places, you can find us on Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, and Ryan, we have an email. Do you know what that is?
The fucking Tanukis made me forget. Oh shit, wait, no, it's evacstation at gmail.com.
Holy balls, he's right. That's evacstation at gmail.com.
Oh, fuck you. Oh my god, I hate you so much.
And again, next week is Whisper of the Heart, followed by... Oh, man, what's on the next schedule after that? Let's see. Where's my schedule here? I'm going to make sure it's correct for everybody listening. Shit, where'd it go? There it is. So next week is Whisper of the Heart, and then the week after that, you'll hear us talking about Princess Mononoke!
Yes! I'm so stoked for that. It's so good.
If you want a movie that's not if you want a movie that's more subtle about its messages, pretty sure you're gonna get it there.
Yes, very much so.
With that, I'm Aaron. That's Ryan, and we'll see you after the credits.
Bye.